Yesterday, as I was setting up the computer for my folks to watch Palm Sunday Mass, I wished that I'd paid more attention over the years to our friend, Joe, our IT administrator. But suddenly I found myself totally focused on making sure the link to Stonehill College's YouTube channel worked, and also wanted to make sure that the volume would be set right. But as I left for the Mass, I wasn't quite sure. Thankfully, everything worked out, and my folks were able to watch and pray with the Holy Cross Fathers the Palm Sunday Mass. In a way, this total focus that I desired is what we see in Lazarus' sister Mary, exhibited towards Jesus. It's Mary's devotion to Jesus that causes her to fully pour out her valuable perfume upon Jesus' feet without any hesitation. So let me ask you, what would you have said, or what would you have thought if you had been there? If we're honest, I think for many, the thought of whether the whole liter of perfume, or at least part, could have been sold and given to the poor might have crossed our minds. I mean, after all, it was worth 300 days of wages. But when challenged, Mary said nothing. She made no excuses for her devotion to God in emptying her most valuable possession. And this got me to thinking, what are we willing to give God this Holy Week that is valuable to us? And do we need to pray to have that freedom and faith of Mary? How close can we come to focusing our lives over these days upon Jesus and in living the way that he did? And what will we do if others, or even we, begin to worry that we're being wasteful in this extravagant giving? You know, one of the things that I've relearned about the internet is that a direct connection between our computer and the modem is so much better than using Wi-Fi. And from a spiritual perspective, it's a direct connection through prayer and fasting and almsgiving that also brings us closer to God. Did you ever notice that the closer we get, the easier it is to give our best to God and those he calls us to love in his name? My brothers and sisters, by you joining us in the Rosary Prayer, by you joining us in celebrating the Word and the Eucharist, you have come closer like Mary did to Jesus. At yesterday's Mass, Father Matt Face talked about how this latter part of Lent feels like we're all on one big retreat, and he encouraged us to be engaged, to be reflective, and to be prayerful this Holy Week. May this lead us to becoming more like Jesus through Mary's example of giving her best, in whatever ways that the Lord shows us, whether at home, but also by our reaching out to others in ways that we can, by picking up the phone, but especially in our prayers and acts of charity going beyond our immediate family. May God bless you all this Holy Week, and may we stay focused on giving our best to God.